Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm going to call to order this meeting of the Agricultural Advisory Committee of Thursday, November 10th, 2022. Could we have someone adopt the agenda, please? Mark, seconded by. Sorry, I can't see. Mark Friesen. Okay. Randy, sorry. Thanks. Barely see from back here who that is. All in favor? Unopposed? Carried. And an adoption of the minutes, please.
So moved.
Randy, seconded by
I'll second it, Katerina.
Katerina. Thank you. All in favor? Unopposed. Before we move on to the first item, I just want to introduce our newest member, Danielle. Sorry, Danielle, your last name?
Sinot.
Sinot. Do you want to just quickly introduce yourselves to everyone?
Yeah, Danielle Sinot. I am the Executive Director with BC Agriculture Council. Previously, Wayne DeYoung was our appointee on this committee, and he's recently just resigned off of our board. So I'm sitting on this position probably as interim until our board decides whether or not they're going to make an appointment. We just had half of a changeover of our board, so they're all kind of getting with their roles right now. And so BC Agriculture Council, we are the lead industry advocate provincially. We are the collective voice of agriculture. We lobby on behalf of 28 member associations for our council, and represents approximately 96% of farm gate sales. So there's the connection with agriculture, and thank you for having me. I look forward to my first meeting today.
Awesome, thank you. All right, first item, please.
All right, just one item for the committee today. An ALC application for a non-adhering residential use at 1675 Gladwin Road. Anne Marie will introduce the item, and I believe the candidates here if they wish to add anything after Anne Marie's introduction.
Have the figures?
Yeah.
Great. Thank you. Yes, this is an application for a replacement dwelling and conversion of the existing dwelling to a combination of habitable and non-habitable space. The property is located at 1675 Gladwin Road. It is located north of the intersection of King Road and Gladwin Road. It is, sorry for this. This is our new OCP layer is actually up and functioning. So the property is approximately 2.65 hectares and it's within the ALR. The OCP designation is Agriculture 1 Uplands, and it is zoned Agriculture 1. The soils are a combination of 9 till and 4 sand and silt. On site, there is an existing dwelling and an agricultural building with planted berry crops. The applicant is proposing to construct a new single detached dwelling which will comply with the zone and the ALC size regulations. The existing dwelling will then be converted to have a 90 square meter suite and the remainder of the dwelling to be used for farm equipment, material storage, employee day use, and farm office. The farm operation includes the subject property and 6 additional properties, all within the city of Abbotsford, totaling 27 hectares, and are in berry production. They employ approximately 3 to 5 seasonal workers, and the Ministry of Agriculture has confirmed that this is an appropriate number of workers for a farm operation of this size. Since the subject property is less than 3.8 hectares, the applicants do not qualify to have a temporary farm worker housing for their seasonal employees. This application does not comply with the conditions for the council resolution to forward non-adhering residential applications directly to the ALC because the existing residence will neither be demolished nor converted to a sole residential use. The proposal does comply with the zoning bylaw to permit an agricultural farm dwelling unit of up to 90 square meters. At this time, you can see there, the attachment, the applicant has shown what sorts of things will be stored in the storage part of the dwelling if approved. At this time, I would ask the committee to resolve to support the application as proposed, support the application in another format, not support the application, or provide no comment. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Brian Gadet, and I'm joined here today by a member of the family, Bobby Barr. Anne-Marie has done a wonderful job at making the presentation, so if you don't mind, I will speak quickly because some of what I will be saying, Anne-Marie has already covered off very effectively. We are in receipt of the report that she has prepared, dated November the 10th. We appreciate working with her on this application and our many conversations we've had. We have reviewed her report in detail, find it very thorough, and as you've just experienced, well presented. Bobby and his family's farming operation are all about agriculture. They've been farming in Abbotsford since 1978. Their raspberry and blueberry farms produce thousands of pounds of berries each year, and in fact, this year, close to 500,000 pounds. The farm operation, as mentioned, is 67 acres in production on this farm and 6 other farms they lease. They employ all their family members, both young and old, and as mentioned, they have up to 5 seasonal workers. Now, the family is planning on building a new modern home for their family. So this application has 2 parts that I want to share with you. First, the family wishes to remain in their current home until the new home is approved for occupancy. This request needs approval. Second, as soon as they move out of the current home and into the new home, they want to convert the current home into a 90 square meter AFDU, accessory family dwelling unit, and use the balance of the house to store farm equipment, supplies, a farm office, lunchroom, locker room, washroom, etc. for their employees. The AFDU, as Anne-Marie has pointed out, is an approved use, but the ability to use the balance of the house for farm equipment and supply storage needs approval. That's the 2 parts of this application. Our rationale for your support is as follows. We believe the proposal meets the theme of AgriFresh just recently passed. We believe, as you've seen in the report, we have the conditional support of MOA, and we hope that you agree that the location and the size of the house, the location and the size of the new house meets ALR guidelines. In addition, the AFDU is an outright use under ALR regulations in the city zoning bylaw. I'm sure the committee will also agree that given the location of the existing home and the proposed location of the new family home, that the family has selected a location on the site that not only works very well for the farm, but is respecting the importance of farm land. A couple of questions. First, does the proposal protect the land base? We believe absolutely. The new home will be close to the road, and the existing home does not need any additional land for its conversion. What impact will the new family home have on adjacent farmland? None. To the south of the proposed location is a rural residential lot with no farming activity. Does the AFDU and the farm equipment building directly enhance and benefit the current farming operations? Yes. Housing for farm workers or the public at large on the farm has numerous practical advantages for the family, and they are also desperately, as the report points out, in need of additional storage space for their farm needs. To summarize, why would you allow the family to stay in the existing house until the new house is ready for occupancy, which is part 1 of our application? There's a long list of reasons found on page 6 and 7. I will not repeat them. They're all very good reasons. The family's economic and emotional hardship will be substantial if the family must move out of the existing house during construction of the new house. Second, why would you allow the balance of the existing house to be used for farm needs? The existing farm building is just inadequate. The family wants to have the AFDU, so using the balance of the house for farm needs means no additional land will be needed to build a new farm equipment and/or storage building. This is a good use of farmland. Page 7 and 8 of the report has a long list of additional practical reasons. So there's 2 points the family wants me to highlight, so there's no misunderstanding. First, the intention is to use the AFDU for seasonal workers. They are part of the federal government SAW program and must supply housing for their workers. There's no obligation in the city zoning bylaw or the ALR regulations to use the AFD for seasonal workers. So there may be times, 2 years, 3 years, 5, 15, 20 years off in the future, when the AFDU is not occupied by seasonal workers. The family does not want anybody to be misled on this point. Second, the new home has not been designed. It will be less than 500 square meters and will be within 60 meters of the front property line in the southeast corner of the property. In conclusion, the agricultural strategy for Abbotsford is the promotion and strengthening of the viability of agricultural enterprise. This family is 100% involved in agriculture. The benefits of their proposal are substantial to the family and agriculture here in Abbotsford. This proposal makes good sense when considering the best use of farmland. We encourage this committee to recommend support of this proposal. Thank you very much for your time, and Bobby and I would be very happy to answer any questions you may have.
Are there any questions for the applicant?
Hi, this is Suk. I have a question for the staff. Where did the rules for keeping the existing residence vacant come from while the new residence is being built? Is that from the ALC or is that City of Abbotsford rule?
For the chair, Mark Neal here, Suk. That's for the ALC. It's an ALC regulation that if you want to live in the existing home while building a new home, you must seek ALC permission to do so.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Right, how about comments? A motion. Anyone?
I'll put forward a motion to support the application as presented.
Mark? We have a seconder?
I would second that.
Any feedback for staff?
I'll give the feedback. It's clear this is a farming family that is expanding and investing in agriculture in Abbotsford. And they need to expand that operation in a way, and this is what they seem to be makes the most sense. So support farmers where they need to support the most, my perspective.
Anyone else? All in favor of the motion? Doesn't look like anyone opposed. Motion carries. Thank you. Right. Now we have no new business. So we just moved down to member roundtable. Any items anyone to raise? No? All right, and we just need a motion to adjourn. Marty, second by Danielle, all in favor? None opposed, carried. Thank you for joining us, everyone. Appreciate your time.
Thank you. Have a good afternoon.
Thank you, you too. Great. Yeah.
Nice and easy.